Hello guys, today in class we will start our new unit, which is unit 5, and we're going to talk about the volumes of cones and pyramids. So yesterday we talked about different things. We went over a review for triangles, circles, and rectangles, and we're going to talk about all those things today and how they play a part in what we're doing today to help us with our lesson. So when we find the shape of a cone, we have to remember that the base of a cone is a circle, and that where it's also meeting another object. So the first things first, we have two ways to find the base, the volume of a cone. You can do base of a height times height over 3, and you can also do pi r squared times height over 3. And I like to have step by step, so I usually do this one because it's much easier for me to understand what is actually going on. Okay? So, for number 1, I like to write the formula. Volume equals pi r squared times height over 3. Great. Now, I needed to know first what things equal. I know that pi is 3.14, but in our calculators we also have a pi symbol, which is great. Then we can use 3.14, or we can use the calculator, which has the symbol. Okay. We also have r, which is our radius. Our radius is always half of a circle. So if you see a line that go all the way through, that's not the radius. We only want half of that. And then our h is our height. So even though we have our formula, we have pi r squared times, and this is let us sit right next to each other, is let us know what's this height. All of this will be divided by the number 3. So in this case, I'm going to plug in what I have so far. So I don't have my volume because that's what I'm looking for, but I have my pi symbol. My radius, you remember I said is half of the circle, so they gave us that, which is 12 squared. And our height, which is up and down. You remember our height, what I said, is always straight up and down. It never has a slight, it doesn't turn or anything. So our height is 5. And all of this is over 3. So sometimes there's different ways to get the answer. So I like to get rid of things that I can make it a little bit easier, a little bit cleaner, so I can get the answer. So instead of 12 squared, I'm going to do 12. I'm going to reduce it or make it simplify it to 12 squared, which is 144. So I have pi times 144 times 5 over 3, which so far is great. We have this answer. Now, a lot of times when we're doing the volume of a cone, they like to leave the pi in there. Since pi is not really a number, we say it's 3.14, but if you put pi in your calculator, it's a number that keeps going on and on and on. So I like to keep the pi symbol there as long as possible. Now, I'm going to do 144 times 5, and when I do that, I get the answer 720. And I still have my pi because I did not multiply anything by pi yet. Like I said, I try to keep pi, the symbol there, as long as possible because it is not a number that 3.14 is not exactly pi, but we use that as a universal number. So I'm going to do 720 divided by 3. And when I put that in my calculator, I have 240 pi. So great, this could be one of my answers. My answer for the first cone for volume could be 240 pi, which is great. Now, sometimes they don't want you to keep the pi at the symbol. They don't want you to keep the pi at the answer. So what I would do here, I would go back to my calculator and put in 240, and I will multiply it by the pi symbol. And I would have 753.98. So I would just round it to 753.9. Or you could say 754. Either one. Now, this is the same exact thing, except this one I kept the symbol with the pi symbol in it. With the answer, this one I did it. But we're going to do another one. Now, first write my formula of what I have to plug in. Pi equals r squared height over 3. I know I have pi, and I look, oh my gosh, this is not half of a triangle, half of a line, half of a circle. This took up the whole circle. You remember radius is only half of a circle. So instead of 4, I need to put the number 2, because 2 is half of 4. We only want it from here to here. We don't need the whole thing. So I have 2 squared, and my height is 4, all over 3. I will simplify this and have my value equals to pi times 4, because 2 to the second power is 4, times 4 over 3. And I will simplify this even more. And I'll put number 4 over here. I have 16 pi over 3. So I want to get rid of the 3 because I did 4 times 4, I got 16. I still, like I said, I always try to keep on to my pi symbol as long as possible. So I did 16 times pi, and, 16 divided by 3, and I have 5.3 repeating pi. So this one goes here. Now if I wanted the answer without my pi, I would just do 5.3, and I will multiply by the pi symbol here, and I would get the answer 16.65, or I would round up to 16.7. And that would be my answer for how to find the volume of 1A and 1B of a cone. All right, so now you will see things on how to determine the missing side or the missing length of a cone. To find the missing length of the cone, we first have to know our formula. All right, that is our formula. That is what we're going to go to. When we see the word cone, we need to just automatically write down what we have for our formula. Now, we have certain things they told us. They said we found the volume of a cone is 405 pi. Oops, I should have did this. 405 pi inches cubed, and that's what I should have put here, cubic centimeters. You always put cube behind any of the things with volume. With a diameter of 18 inches, and find the height of the cone. So we're looking for the height. Our answer needs to have h equals something. So let's read back over here. We know the volume is 405, so I like to put that right here. 405 pi inches cubed, which is good because they kept the pi the symbol, so we don't, in the answer, so we don't have to multiply anything by pi. That's a great thing. They say our diameter is 18 inches. We know that we don't need the diameter, we need the radius. So, if the diameter is 18, we know that a radius is half of that. So I'll do 18 divided by 2. And 18 divided by 2 is 9. So the radius is 9 inches. Great. So I'm going to put that up here. Radius is 9 inches. Ooh. So I like to plug in the information that we found. Right? So first we found out that our volume is 405 pi inches cubed. We know the pi is in our answer because it's here as our final answer. We know our radius is 9. We have 9 squared. We do not know what our height is because that's what we're looking for. So just like I like to do any other time, I like to simplify things. These are all have a multiplication symbol between it. Alright. So step 2, I like to get rid of that square because I like to have everything nice and clean and neat and simplified so we can move things around much easier. So I have my pi times 9 to the second power, which is 81 over times h over 3. Great. Now this is where we have to start moving things around. This is where we have to start moving things around. I'm sorry. We will have to move things around so we could get h by itself. That's the whole goal of getting h by itself. So, like I told you before, I'm not a fan of fractions. So everybody else, I just assume everybody else isn't a fan of fractions. But I'm not a fan of fractions. So the first thing I would do the opposite to move everything over. So I will multiply both sides by 3. Because I want to get rid of this 3. I want to move everything to the other side so I can get h by itself. So to get rid of the 3, I'll multiply by 3 on both sides. So 405 times 3 is 1215. So now I have 1215 pi cubed. And this now cross out. And I have pi times 81 times h. Alright, so that's my third step. I got rid of my 3. Great. Still, I have some other things over here. I still need to get h by itself. Now, when I look at this, I have pi times 81 times h. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to move everything that's not the h to the other side. So I'm going to divide both sides. Put a little line here so you can see. By the pi and 81. So I'm going to divide by pi and 81 over here. And pi and 81 over here. Great. Since there's a pi and pi here, these cancel out. And 81 and 81 over here, those cancel out. Which is great, which only leaves me with h. Woohoo! Yes. So at least I got that side by itself. Now I'm going to attack this side. I have a pi here and a pi here. So these cross out. Yay. Now I have 1215 divided by 81. So 1215. And I would divide it by 81. And my answer would be 15 inches. Because once I did 12 divided by 81, I have 15. So my height for the missing side is 15 inches.